Welcome to the Euro's new border and the Swiss tragedy, a deep dive into the contrasting realities shaping Europe as 2026 begins. Tragedy struck the heart of Europe. In the elite Swiss ski resort of Crans, Montana, a celebration turned to disaster. An explosion at the La Constellation bar turned a New Year's party into a mass casualty event. At least 40 people are confirmed dead, many of them international tourists, mourning a collapse of safety. Simultaneously, across the continent, Bulgaria is fearing a collapse of its economy as it officially joins the Eurozone. Bulgaria officially retired the lev, becoming the 21st member of the Eurozone. Bulgaria's entry is a massive geopolitical win for Brussels, pushing the single currency to the doorstep of the Black Sea. However, the global economy is watching closely as this expansion brings significant economic risks. The move is designed to shield the Balkan nation from Russian economic influence, a critical geopolitical strategy. Bulgaria is the EU's poorest member. If the transition causes predicted price hikes, we could see a, quote, Greek crisis 2.0 in the East. This economic destabilization would come just as the euro tries to compete with the rising BRICS currency bloc. The hidden problem here is the widening gap between infrastructure and image that is dominating European policy. In Switzerland, early reports suggest the La Constellation explosion might have been caused by pyrotechnics on a wooden ceiling. This suggests a basic safety failure in one of the world's wealthiest towns, raising questions about oversight. We see a disconnect between the political vision for Europe and the reality faced by citizens. In Bulgaria, the government refused a referendum on the euro, knowing that the, quote, people's data contradicts the political data. Are European institutions prioritizing unity and luxury over the literal safety and financial survival of their citizens? The gap is widening. Let's look at the data underpinning this historic gamble. The data point is stark. Bulgaria's GDP per capita is less than half of the EU average. Our sources for this analysis are the BBC and the European Central Bank. This is a gamble of historic proportions. This is a pivotal moment for Europe, where safety failures contrast with ambitious economic expansion. The stakes are immense. Welcome. We are diving into a major geopolitical escalation, the Venezuelan land strike and the narco-state pivot. January 1st, 2026. While the world watched fireworks, a different kind of light illuminated the Venezuelan coast. President Donald Trump has officially confirmed the first ever U.S. military land strike on Venezuelan territory. A CIA-led drone operation decimated a coastal dock facility in the strike. The administration calls the target a, quote, major implementation area for the Cartel of the Suns. This is no longer a skirmish at sea. It's a direct kinetic hit on sovereign soil. Why does this matter to someone sitting in London, Mumbai, or Tokyo? Let's discuss the global context of this action. Venezuela sits on 303 billion barrels of oil, the largest proven reserves on Earth. For years, the U.S. used maximum pressure through sanctions. Now, they've switched to kinetic pressure. This escalation tests the quote, red lines of Russia and China, who have poured billions into Maduro's government to secure energy futures. If this turns into a full-scale blockade, global oil prices won't just rise. They will teleport to record highs, shattering the fragile post-inflation recovery of 2025. But here is the question no one is asking. Is this strike really about drugs or something else? The U.S. claims they are fighting narco-terrorism, but we must look at the timing. Global oil demand is peaking, and the U.S. needs to secure the Western Hemisphere's energy supply. By labeling the Venezuelan government a designated terrorist organization, the U.S. creates a legal loophole to bypass international sovereignty laws. Is counter-narcotics the new weapons of mass destruction? We need to ask if we are watching the opening act of a regime change disguised as a police action. Let's review the key data and look at the immediate aftermath. Verified reports from AP and CNN confirm the CIA's direct involvement in this kinetic action. The gravity of this conflict rests on one data point, 303 billion barrels of oil. Stick with us as we track the immediate and anticipated Russian response to this massive escalation. Welcome to a critical analysis of two major humanitarian crises dominating the global agenda, the Iran uprising and the Gaza aid ban. As of January 1st, 2026, two major humanitarian crises have reached a point of no return. The world watches two regions where the social and humanitarian contracts are being rewritten by force. In Iran, a nationwide uprising has entered its fifth day as the Rial currency crashed to a historic low of 1.4 million to the dollar. The economic collapse fuels the protests. In Gaza, the new year began with a total ban on major aid groups, including Doctors Without Borders, MSF. This effectively cuts off vital humanitarian lifelines. From the streets of Tehran to the ruins of Gaza, the social and humanitarian contracts of the Middle East are being fundamentally rewritten by force. Now, let's look at why this matters globally. These events have far-reaching implications for international security and law. Iran's stability dictates the security of the Persian Gulf, the world's most vital oil transit point. A total collapse of the Iranian economy could trigger a regional power vacuum. The ban on aid groups in Gaza creates a dangerous precedent. Humanitarian access is no longer a right, but a privilege. This directly challenges the foundation of the Geneva Convention and international law. The deep dive question we must ask is economic warfare more deadly than kinetic warfare? When we analyze the crises, we see that economic tools are becoming powerful weapons, potentially deadlier than traditional military conflict. In Iran, people aren't just protesting for freedom. They are protesting because they cannot afford bread. When a currency loses 15% in a week, the state has fundamentally failed its people. In Gaza, the aid ban is based on security registration. But is this actually a bureaucratic blockade? By making it legally impossible for NGOs to operate, a territory can be cleared without a single bullet being fired. We need to deeply analyze how rules and regulations are being utilized as silent yet devastating weapons in the 2026 global landscape. Let's review the key data point and the sources used for this analysis. The most jarring data point is the exchange rate, 1.4 million rial to one United States dollar. This number speaks volumes about the economic crisis. Our sources for this report are trusted news outlets, Al Jazeera and Middle East Eye. Ultimately, the message is clear. The cost of living has become the cost of revolution.